And one thing's for sure, you can certainly tell I haven't took the lid off because I've got weeds growing up here. And I've noticed the pH in the pond is dropped. I've realised and worked out without this stuff, bicarbonate soda, made a bit of a mess on my old carpet. Got the pipe out, I've just cleaned that. Made a mess everywhere here. My towel soaking wet. I've got it all out. A bit of an update on my boys' pond. We are all human. Looking inside the box, I think, to be fair, I think it's just splashing off to the side of this, hitting this pipe and coming down through there. But this lotus root media from Mountain Tree certainly is impressive. Little bit of an update on the grow on pond. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. James the Koi Whisperer, and today I thought I'd let you know what's going on down in the Whisperer world. So I've recently been a bit busy, been travelling all over the place, filming people's ponds, and I've actually been making a bit of content ready for when the winter comes as well. Not that I've done all the editing to it, but I realised after this winter that making content in the winter is very difficult. So I've been here, there, everywhere, and I've also saved some content that I can put out in the winter time when it's all cold and miserable and wet and horrible. But that being said, I've recently just got back and I've noticed the pH in the pond is dropped, and I've also had a few issues in the filter house. So walking in the filter house, my pH is dropped down to 6.9, and I generally top it up with a KH buffer, but opening up the lid, I've got nothing left. So Mrs. Whisperer's been topping it up for me as I've been away, but she didn't tell me that I ran out. Not that that's an issue. So I've just ran down to the supermarket to grab myself some bicarbonate soda, because anyone that lives in a soft water area will also realise and know that they've got to use a lot of this stuff, especially when you're feeding the pond quite heavily. I did notice the pond had a little bit of a different colour to it, a bit of a tinge to the water. And I thought to myself, the filtration system don't seem to be working as good as what it usually is. So walked into the filter house, you can see on the floor, absolutely saturated. I've been checking for leaks, I can't find any leaks, but it's proper wet and moist down there. Having behold, well, what the situation that I've got, where it flushes out from the drain system, it flushes down into this gully drain along the back. Pull this out and down into the old sump tray down at the back. There's a big old spider down there as well, but down into the drain it's just full up of fish poo waste and bits and pieces, so it stops stuff going into the actual pump system which is underneath here before it goes into my soak away. Well, it's completely filled to the absolute brim. You can see it filled up, hence why the floor's soaking wet. So I need to sort that out today. I need to get some bicarb in to bring the pH back up to 7. And I thought I would just run you along what's happening here in the Whisperer house. But yeah, first job, let's sort this, then sort this. I've realised and worked out without this stuff, bicarbonate soda, I can't keep my pH stable. And I know roughly around 200 grams brings my pH up by sort of 1. So I know I'm at 6.9 at the moment. Putting 200 grams in will bring me up to the 7 where I always like to be. But if it drops any lower than 7, I like to do it over a day, not all at once, just because those decimal points can be a big change in a koi pond. But the water trickling in as well. I've got a plant that's come out from here, which is must have happened when we had a bit of a storm the other night. But the water itself is certainly nowhere near as clear as what it normally is. And I think with the pH fluctuations, the swings, something ain't working properly. So I'm going to be doing a water test today as well. But to start with, I'm going to put this into the pond, get the pH back up to where I know it needs to be, and go from there really. So there's the pH back at 7 where it needs to be. I suppose the next job is to sort this little leak that I've got down here. Well, not really a leak, it's just not soaking away. So I'm going to grab the tray out from there. But just getting off the phone to Mrs. Whisperer, because she's at work today and I'm home here doing me bit. She did tell me that she added some clay to the pond last night, and she added twice the dose than what I've normally add. Granted that she does it for me, take me out of that she does come out and look after the pond, but I think that's the reason why the pond's a little bit murky today. Well, that's what I'm hoping anyway. I'm still going to do a few water tests, but I need to get in there, get that drain out, and well, get rid of this fish poo. I've got it all out. It just shows how much fish poo waste to get built up in such a short period of time. Absolutely crazy. Made a bit of a mess on my old carpet, on my mat, got the pipe out, I've just cleaned that. I need to clean that, get it back inside. Made a mess everywhere here. My towel soaking wet. It was the worst job that I did really when I built this pond, was putting that over there. I should have put it over here so I keep an eye on it. But that being said, I've done it now. As soon as I started doing it, took it apart, I've just had to lift the lid off the drum because it set itself on another clean cycle. And if I did that, even more muck would come out. But I need to clean my grass as well because I've got a load of fish poo down there. Not the best smell, but you know, these things happen, you've got to get them done. So I'm going to wash this and then get it put back in place. So yeah, that's that all done as well, guys. One thing I did want to add as well, I do try my best to get the sound quality as good as what I can on these videos, but I use these DJI microphones and they attach inside your phone. Well, when you're filming on your phone and you catch the microphone and you knock out a socket and you carry on filming, sometimes you forget, well, you don't forget, it don't pick up the normal sound, it just picks up the sound straight from your phone. So I do apologise about the sound. I've just realised and noticed in this clip, well, not this clip, the clip before when I was doing the fish pooing inside the filter house, it was just filming off of my phone. So I do try my best, but sometimes it don't always work out, you know what I'm saying? We are all human. I just want to give everyone a little bit of an update on the grow on pond. I don't know if people do follow the channel and know that I was dealing with a parasite called flukes. I added a treatment from NT Labs called Fluke Sove. I've done a 2-week treatment. Everything seems to have settled down. All the koi seem a lot more happier now. But haven't behold, I just had one extra issue. Well, not an issue, but a little thing that I've noticed. I've got a little drip coming out of the side of here. So I wanted to have a look inside of that. I wanted to check out the media inside of there as well. And just have a little bit of inspection, as they call it. Just to weigh up what's happening and see what's going on. But I have been a change of food recently. I am feeding them on the Medikoi growth from NT Labs. I'm actually feeding all of the ponds on this now. And one thing I've noticed is a little bit of extra build up on the old foam, on the protein on the top of the pond at the moment. Whether that's down to the feed itself being a high protein food. Generally only happens when the fish feeder goes off. After about 5-10 minutes it does disappear. So it means the filtration system that I've got is working well. But I do notice when it first goes into the pond, it does make a little bit of a extra bit of foam compared to other pellets. But the fish seem to love it. They're growing absolutely fantastically. To be honest, some of them are getting a little bit big for this grow on pond now. And we are supposed to be taking them out and doing a little bit of a measure up to see who had the best fish. Just down to the parasite reasons, I left them alone for a few weeks. But when Mrs. Whisperer's got a bit of time, I'll get her on film and we'll take them out and we'll have a little bit of a look. But I'm going to jump up there, have a look inside of this filter box, make sure there's nothing clogged up, and why I've got a little bit of water coming down the side of this shower filter, just to see what's going on, because it's never happened before and I've just noticed it today. So I'm going to jump up and have a look. And one thing's for sure, you can certainly tell I haven't took the lid off because I've got weeds growing up here. They're growing everywhere. So it's certainly matured, but it just always surprises me how these weeds get into your filtration system, grow anywhere. I never planted anything here, but seeds spread everywhere, I suppose. Let's get the lid off. Looking inside the box, I think, to be fair, I think it's just splashing off of the side of this, hitting this pipe and coming down through there. It does look like the pipe has moved slightly. If I hold it down, it's not doing it as much. So I think I might have knocked or moved the rubber boot that side. It's probably why it's doing it. But just having a look inside of this trailer, there's loads of weeds growing in there, a moss ball growing in that one. But I'm going to take this off and have a look at the media itself, see how clean that is. The top tray certainly seems to be very, very clean with this spiral filter mat from Mountain Tree anyway. So that don't really need cleaning, but I'm going to check underneath. Right, so I just took the spray bar out. I'm hovering over the pond, both sides. And I just wanted to show you underneath the spiral filter mat from Mountain Tree. This is mainly for mechanical, but it is biological as well. You can see where the water does hit it, but it is very, very clean, which is a good sign to start with. Just pop that up there a sec. You have to bear with me because, like I said, I am hovering over the pond. So, first inspections of the old lotus root from Mountain Tree. You can see it's super well matured now. It's got that colour to it, but there's no build up or waste on it. So that there is looking very good, and it looks down through the layers underneath. That looks the same underneath, so it means the filtration system's certainly working how I want it to work. Checking the corners, there's no build up there in the corners, and the layer underneath's very clean as well. So just goes to show having a good mechanical filtration system before it hits into your biological filtration system keeps the water quality that little bit better. Having decent biological media in your filtration certainly helps keep that water crystal clear. But this lotus root media from Mountain Tree certainly is impressive, and if you use it alongside the spiral filter mat just to help spread the load of water before it hits the actual lotus root media, I always find it gives you a lot better of a job by spreading the load of water down through a shower system. So I highly recommend the product myself. Happy days. Let's get this spray bar back on and crack on with the next bit. But you can certainly see all the fresh weeds and greenery growing up through there, actually living on the spiral filter mat. You can see where the sunlight hits it, that's a little bit of algae growth on there. It looks like there's a bit of moss growing in that system as well, but that's just a good indication of like the gassing off as well. With any shower filter, you want these gaps in a shower filter so it gasses off the water as it's trickling down through. But the spiral filter mat alongside with the lotus root bacteria house from Mountain Tree certainly does work a treat, and it keeps your pond crystal clear. Right, let's get this put back together before I fall in, because I'm hovering over the pond. And all the links for the Mountain Tree products are down in the comment section and in the description of the video. But if you are in the UK, you can purchase it from Selective Koi Sales. I actually went up there and done a bit of a visit, really, a bit of a tour, a bit of a look round. Absolutely huge place, and they actually stock all of the Mountain Tree products, and they supply all of the UK koi dealers in the UK if you want to get hold of any of the Mountain Tree products. That being said, that's enough yibbity yabbada. Let me carry on with this video, and yeah, happy days. Bosh. And I wanted to give everyone a bit of an update on my boys pond, because these fish are growing absolutely fantastically inside this conservatory. I think just down to the water temperature as well. I mean, the temperature inside of here, this pond, without being heated, is holding 21 degrees at all times. Sometimes it gets even warmer than that when we get a real hot sunny day. But this system now is purely running just off of this DIY backy shower. I used to have a pressure filter inside of here. I'll just show you that there's still no pressure filter inside of there. Just the Mountain Tree, the filter floss, the 3D filter pad. That's something that we use all of the time in the very top tray of this shower filter. You can see how much waste and build up that this collects. The ideal thing about this floss is that from Mountain Tree it's washable and reusable, so we've got a little bit of a system where we take it out every other day, wash it at the end of the week, and then just replace it. But there's no UV light in here. Water's always very good. I have just spooked them because they thought they were going to be fed, but yeah, very good system. And same again, I like having that gap system in every single tray. So if you do build yourself a DIY backy shower, you want to be looking to have that sort of system where it can gas off as well. Obviously this system's full with the 3D filter pad, it's got the lotus root media, and then it's also got the spiral filter mat on every single layer. There's a video of us DIYing making this, showing you how to do it from start to finish. If you're interested, have a look back on the channel, you'll be able to find it. But yeah, just a little bit of an update there. Got to do a water change on this today. My boy's doing his exams at the moment, so I said I'll do that for him today. And to be honest, I need to work out what I'm going to be doing with those fish, because they're outgrowing that system. I ain't really got any room inside of this system, and I ain't really got any room inside of this system. So I'm going to have a little bit of a think what I'm planning to do with some of these fish soon, because unless I build extra ponds, then I've got no room to house all of these fish. That being said, I'll have a think about that. That's down to me. And well, I might end up moving a few of these fish on and then buying some small ones again and starting all over again, because it's a good bit of fun, bit of enjoyment seeing them from this size growing into like a decent sized koi. So I enjoy doing that. The hardest thing about it all is when you do grow your fish and they become your pets, I find it myself very difficult to move those fish on. So I'll have to have a think what I'm going to do about that. So yeah, it's not a massive video. I wanted to let everyone know the BKKS koi show's coming up. I'm well looking forward to that on the 28th and 29th. I'm going to be going, Mrs. Whisperer's going to be going. It's a 2-day event. I'm going to be there for 2 days. Hopefully you guys can make it as well. And if you do see me there, come and say hello. And yeah, look forward to seeing everyone up there. So if I don't see you in a week, if I don't see you at the show, I'll see you for a window. Thanks for watching the video. Happy days. Koi Whisperer, over and out. Bosh.